Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Susan Lynn. I'm a psychic and a medium. Today we're talking about Roe V Wade. We're talking about the leak from SCOTUS, from the Supreme Court, that Justice Alito, has written an opinion that will strike down, overthrow Roe V Wade. Now, this was a leaked document, the first draft, if you will, of the opinion, of the majority opinion. So there is a majority here that at this point feels that they can strike down Roe v. Wade. Now, this was leaked. We don't know by who or why. And secondly, I would say that this is the first draft, and apparently sometimes there are as many as 6 drafts to this document before they release it. Typically, the Supreme Court would release this in June or July. Now, there are the facts, folks. I would also say that one of you asked me or asked the guides this question a few months ago in the questions that we do. And the guides said that it would more than likely be overthrown. So I'm on video saying this. I'm not surprised by this. Let me put it that way. But I also want to tell you that there's a lot of reason to have hope. Okay. So let's just, as the guides say when I'm doing readings, and we get to a particularly, knotted up problem. Knotted mean if you take rope or your shoestring and you just knot it and you just can't get that knot out. A lot of times they say, let's unpack it. Let's take this apart. Let's unknot the problem. So the bottom line is this, guys. I do feel like this will happen. I do feel like they will strike down Roe v. Wade. Despite everything that's going to happen this summer, I think they're going to do it. Now, despite saying that, this is not the end of the world. I really can't stomach naysayers, people who say it's over, democracy is over. We don't have a choice or a chance anymore. It's all over. Go home, whatever. I can't. So if you're that kind of person, you probably just don't even want to watch the rest of this video. For the rest of us that think that there's always hope, there's always, always, always hope. Okay? So here's the thing. The way the guides show it to me, and again, I always want to say that disclaimer they say, the views expressed on this program are not necessarily those of the company that owns this program. The views of this program are the spirit guides, and you can call 1-800-SPIRIT-GUIDE and hit 1 for complaints, because it's not this is not what I think. Okay. They disappoint me and surprise me and shock me all the time. Okay. You didn't dial into this video to hear what Susan thinks. You dialed into this video to hear what a higher, ascended energy that can see vastly beyond what Susan can see thinks Americans or people in general will do. Of course, there's free will involved. So that also changes things a little bit. But here's what they tell me is going down. I try to describe what they're showing me, because they'll show me pictures, they'll talk to me, and they'll give me feelings all at the same time. So it's a little bit hard to discern or translate sometimes. But as you know, if you were a regular watcher, they will correct me mid-sentence if I have it wrong. So no problem, right? So here's the thing, guys. We are being given choices. It's as simple as that. And this morning they are loaded up. I literally just woke up. The last time that I did a video this early upon waking up was when our RBG died. May her ghost continue to haunt the Supreme Court. But anyway, they're giving us choices. We have a choice over gun violence. I don't know why, but they keep bringing up gun violence along the lines, or not along the lines, but they bring gun violence to my consciousness at the same time that they bring Roe v. Wade. It's as if the Republicans want to sanctify life while it's still in a woman's body, but yet throw the rest of the lives that are literally living, breathing, sentient beings out the window, right? The safety of those lives don't matter. So I don't know. Maybe this is going to become a thing. Maybe this is really going to become a thing. But it's the choice. Okay, let's go back to what they're saying. We have choices. Now, we have choices. We can vote, and your vote does matter. You can protest, and that matters too. This is what we do to change things we don't like. And yes, we can change this. Now, maybe not before the Supreme Court votes on it. Maybe not. Likely not. Likely this is set in stone. But this is, again, we chose this by not voting, by some of us. Now, if you're watching this video, you probably vote every single time. But there's a vast majority of Americans that just don't vote. And they seem to be asleep. And something needs to wake them up. And school shootings haven't done it, right? Russian interference with our voting hasn't done it. Maybe abortion rights will do it, or maybe a combination of all of these things will do it. Maybe once they get rid of abortion rights and they go after interracial marriage or contraception, maybe that will be the thing. I don't know. It's really about the saying, the straw that broke the camel's back. One little straw will eventually be the downfall of these people. And it is coming. So I do want you to know that. And I do want you to know that months ago, when someone asked me if Roe v. Wade would be struck down, and the guide said, more than likely, yes, they also said, not forever. It's coming back. We will have the right to choose again. It is coming back. If it goes away, and I'm going to tell you it's 90% chance that it's going to go away, so you can prepare yourself for that eventuality, if that helps. But it's coming back. We will not, they want to say who's we? Well, Americans, but also people on earth, right? People on earth will not allow this wholesale tilt to the right, to authoritarianism, to white male rule. We're not going to allow this. We're not. I don't see it happening, people. Okay? Now, even though I don't see it happen, in the end analysis, I don't see it happening. Now, what can happen is how long it takes us to get to that place where it doesn't happen. That's what's in play here. What's in play is the amount of time it takes us to get there. It could be 6 months. It could be 3 months. It could be a year. It could be 3 years. That is what's in play, is the amount of time it takes us to get back to a woman's right to choose, back to racial equality, or frankly, we've never had racial equality. Let me just fix that. But let's get to racial equality. It's there for us. It is on the menu. We can choose it when we want to. Now, so I want to tell you that there's hope, that there's a lot of hope. This is not, I just can't stomach those people who say democracy is over. It just drives me crazy. It's not over. As long as I'm still breathing and you're still breathing, democracy's not over. Okay? So we just need to get busy. We need to get busy. Busy like we've never been before. And you're going to see it. Okay, you're going to see it. You're going to see Gen Xers, Gen Y, I don't know who they're talking about, but I'm just going to go with and say I'm seeing younger people, younger than Gen Xers. I'm seeing college kids, college age kids. They don't have to be college kids. I'm seeing, well, yeah, okay. They corrected me. College kids have more time on their hands, right? If you're going to college, you just have more time on your hands than you do if you're not at college. If you're not in college and you're of the age, you typically are working or parenting or playing video games in your parents' basement. But besides that last segment, who doesn't even know that Roe v. Wade just, got attacked, we're going to talk about everybody else. College kids, you guys have the luxury of time, and maybe you're tuned in to your rights a little bit more because you're not having to work 3 jobs or 2 jobs or parent. Okay. So anyway, whatever. They want to talk about these younger generations going to get involved and they're going to make the difference. And you're going to see a lot of protest. You're going to see a lot of anger. You're going to see a lot of movement of energy. And you're also going to see Republicans running like rats on a sinking ship, okay? Because these kids are going to come after those old white men. When you look at the Senate, and I'm talking about Dems and Republicans, it's just pathetic. It looks like, the Senate, if you watch C-SPAN and you watch the actual Senate hearings, it's amazing, you guys. It looks like an old folks' home. Okay, so this is all going to start changing. You're going to start seeing some big upheavals. Now, again, I want to tell you this is not a slam dunk. It's important, in my opinion, it's important for you to know that there's going to be struggles. This is why I said 3 months ago when somebody asked me, Roe v. Wade was going to be struck down, and the guide said yes. Listen, I think we need to know the truth. I think we need to know that this is not going to be easy, and there's going to be struggles, and there's going to be defeat. There's going to be defeat. We may lose a particularly hard-fought race, but despite that, there's going to be more wins than defeats. And I want all of us to count our wins double. Count your wins double. We have a tendency to focus on our defeats, which lowers our energy, lowers our vibration, and that makes us way less successful, way less energetic, and continue to fight, to continue to be active. In other words, you lose your hope. We don't want to lose our hope. Count your wins twice. And I'm going to say this, that they're going to say this. For those of you that just feel like this is just bleak and there's no way out and they've won, they own the Supreme Court, and I'm not going to argue that. But I am going to tell you that just 2 years ago, we had a fake president that won an election by grifting, that was hurting the American people, that hurt our Constitution, that hurt democracy worldwide. That's a liar, a cheat, and owned by a foreign country. And there was never a time more bleak than that. A pandemic had started. There was nothing he was doing to help anybody. There was nothing more bleak than that moment. And despite that, we elected Joe Biden as president. despite the fix being in, despite a coup on our democracy, we elected a Democratic president whom we chose by popular vote. Yes, there's going to be battles. We're going to lose some of those battles. We're going to win more. But we are going to get through this. And you want to know what? We're going to be better for it. We're going to be better for it. Because Americans are going to wake up. Those Americans that have been asleep, that haven't thought politics mattered, that perhaps didn't understand the power of their one single vote, those Americans are going to wake up. And whether they're R or D, they're going to vote for democracy. And we're going to take back civility. We're going to take back the Constitution. We're going to take back normalcy. And we're going to move this country in the right direction. Now, I happen to be a Democrat, as you know. So I do see the House and Senate adding seats. I see, that was a lot of pressure right there. I see a lot of tumult this summer. So you have Roe V Wade. Listen, how interesting that Georgia just impaneled a grand jury to investigate Trump yesterday. And the prosecutors are wearing bulletproof vests. And they have snipers around the Georgia Capitol. Now, it is true that they do use some of these same tactics when they're doing a high-profile case, say, mob crime boss or something. Just happen to need the same level of security to investigate our former president. But there's a lot going on, folks. This summer is going to be a hot mess, okay? A hot mess. There's going to be protests. There's going to be anti-protests. There's going to be confusion. There's going to be disinformation. They're going to put news stories in institutions that we've come to trust that aren't really so well vetted. How about that? And you might think that things are worse than they are, right? You might think that we're losing the battle for civility or we're losing the battle for democracy just because that headline sells a lot of ads. Okay? So look, when you look at the TV and you see all these protests and you see people beaten up and arrested and you see these headlines, I need you to just take a deep breath. And I need you to understand democracy is messy, always has been, always been worth fighting for. But just don't believe everything you read. Don't believe everything you hear. Because I'm here to tell you that despite the absolutely chaotic summer we're about to go into, it's all going to get a lot better in the midterms. It's not a slam dunk. Don't hear me say it's a slam dunk. But it's going to get a lot better. We're going to... The gains that have made to the right by, November, we're going to pull those back a little bit. We're not going to erase them. I wish I could say that we are. Please hear this plain speaking words. We are not going to erase the right's gains. We are going to pull them back. And we have to continue to work to pull them back. This is not going to be over with the midterms. This is going to go on for a couple of more years. But we are going to pull their gains back. We're not going to capitulate. We're not going to throw in the towel. We're not going to give up. We're also not going to work ourselves into a frenzy where we become sick and stressed and ineffectual. We're going to try to take good care of ourselves. We're going to do as much self-care as we possibly can. We're going to take care of each other. Because we're in this for the long haul. This isn't a sprint. This is a bit of a marathon. And I feel like if we know it's a marathon, we can eat those dozen donuts one a day instead of all the first day after we freak out. Right? We just need to pace ourselves. That's all I'm saying is we need to pace ourselves. But I do want to tell you there's so much good coming. There's so much good coming. Okay? We will get Roe V Wade back. We will. We will get a lot of great things. Another thing I just want to say briefly is the guides also said that Biden would not I can't think of the word. They want to say repeal, but that's not the word. Biden would not clear out all the student loans. The guide said that. One of your all's questions was, and then I saw this headline that said that Biden was going to do that, and then they corrected themselves. He's not going to do it. I just want to prepare you. He's not going to do it. Now, what can he do? He can give a moratorium. He can give a delay on the interest, which is what is happening right now. He can knock the interest down to something reasonable. He can do away with student loans under $25,000 or even $50,000. I think more like 25 or 30. He can do those things, and he will. But he's not going to wholesale just forgive everybody's student loans. The guides, that's not going to happen. So I just want to try to give you a heads up so that you guys don't think, well, now Biden didn't do this, and now Biden didn't do that, and now the Supreme Court. I don't want you to see all these things that are bad, 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 bad. Look, let's take, what did the guide say the last time? Take the bandages off our eyes and let's be clear. As ugly as it is to look at, let's look at it. Biden is not likely to do that. But even putting a moratorium on interest saves people $50,000, $100,000 in interest. The problem with student loans is the interest. I paid student loans. I had government-backed student loans. The interest was very, very cheap. We privatized them, thank you, Republicans, and now the interest rate is like Guido and your right kidney. It's not sustainable. People cannot pay these loans off because of the interest. So Biden can do something about the level of interest, right? He can make your student loans manageable. Perhaps not forgiving them completely, but certainly more manageable, and potentially forgiving student loans under a certain amount of money. So that's just, I don't know why that's been on their, they've been talking about that to me for 2 days. So I thought I would throw that in here. Look, RGB, you know she's haunting those people. You know she is. Alito. She's coming for you. All of y'all. Okay? So thank you for watching this. I hope it's made you feel better. I hope it's informed you. Please, please, please take really good care of yourself. And know that it's a rocky summer. Rocky. I mean rocky. I mean highs and lows. Highs, we're going to take some really good swings at Trump and we're going to knock him out. Lows, some people are going to get off. Highs and lows, people. We can't roll with that roller coaster. Okay, that's just going to be like insanity. So we have to be prepared to try to sort of stay in the middle. Don't follow those highs and lows. Choose not to follow those highs and lows. Choose to stay in the middle. Okay? Moderate. Take really good care of yourselves. Get out in the sunshine. Get out in nature. Get around water. Be around your pets. Take care of plants. Do something that keeps you in the present. Gardening, hobbies, exercise. Call a good friend. Have a political moratorium for some period of time. No political news Wednesdays. I think that's too much. It's too much even for me. In this current climate, people on Twitter say, I literally went to the bathroom and I came back and everything is blown up, right? We're literally addicted to this news cycle, and especially when things are blowing up like they are right now. But let's say that, knowing about every little thing that happens is just not going to do anything about it. Me learning about Roe V Wade leak last night at 8:00 in the evening is not going to help anybody, right? But me going to, or watching a movie or listening to music or having dinner with some, vaxxed and boosted friends is really going to help me. And that's what really matters. And then I'll end this video by showing you my t-shirt. This t-shirt is made by a black-owned company. And she actually has, this is the most radical t-shirt that she has. One of my other favorite t-shirts is "Will burn sage and bridges if need be." And I've actually worn that on a video before. This I got, during the Trump era, and I've never worn it. I've never needed to wear it, but here it is. I'm wearing it today, and it says, "The system is broken, but we will not be." And that's the name of the company. Must Have Joy. Again, musthavejoy.com. The system is broken, but we will not be. I'm wearing my shirt today, and it's also black, and I'm drinking my coffee out of my, mug, because we're going to bring it. Women are going to bring it. Men are going to bring it. We're all going to bring it, because this doesn't stop here with Roe v. Wade. They're going to go after everything. Everything will be on the table. Once Roe v. Wade is knocked down, they will go after every single right. And they started with voting rights. They started with Citizens United. This is not, this is a 30-year plan. Okay? So we're awake. Yeah, we're awake. We're drinking our coffee. We're awake. And we know what's going on. And we know that we have choices. And we know that we have votes. And we know we're going to get real busy. So you guys take really good care. Thank you for tuning in. And we'll talk again real soon right here on this channel. For entertainment purposes only.